The hardest thing was that sculpture, I mean, modern sculpture I'm talking, especially, it grew up with me, you know, with my generation. Yes. And so I kind of traced it all the way through from its birth to today. And today, you won't believe it, and if I tell you there are thousands of sculptors in Iran, thousands, not hundreds. And there are some brilliant, talented people, youngsters, who do sculptures. And so I think this lack of a sculpture for 14th century, it kind of moved out all at once. It kind of flourished at my time. And this happened. I'm very happy that it happened during my time. I mean, from practically nothing to where it is now. Yeah. And of course, I followed my own style, my own ways, my own thoughts. But today, the contemporary sculpture of Iran is so varied and is so rich, and you can group them into hundreds. I'm in very good contact with especially the younger generation. They always come to me and they want to work in my studio. It makes me sad when they call up and they say, I say, I don't have room, I don't have tools, I don't have desk. I mean, what do you want to do? We are already full. I mean, I have enough assistant. And sometimes, I mean, they say, I just come, I mean, they say, I just come to sweep the floor, and I just come to dust your sculptures. I mean,
to be your apprentice.
To be my apprentice and to gain some experience, because of course there are art colleges, and several of them, probably a dozen of them now, they teach sculpture, but they don't have the kind of artist or to work with, and they don't have access to some artists that have so much experience, and they want to see this while they are working. Saqqakhana is a holy place with a grill, a window, and people make vows, and actually it's a place that you can drink water there. It is placed in a niche of houses or commercial bazaars, and it's a barrel of water behind all of this with a faucet, and there is people who are thirsty can go and have a drink of water from it. And but then gradually it becomes a holy place, becomes like a shrine. People make vows, and they make, you know, if they have problems, if they have difficulties, they go and lock up the grills of Saqqakhana. And locking up the grills of Saqqakhana, it is to open up their problems. I mean, they feel that if they lock up the holy Saqqakhana or holy Imam, the holy Imam or Saqqakhana will remember, and will, their problem will be opened up. And this is the whole idea of Saqqakhana. Of course, this was one of the elements that I used in my sculptures in early times. And other artists of my age, those days in late 50s and early 60s, they also used some of the elements of not always Saqqakhana, but very popular art. I mean, tea house painting, or talismanic art, or calligraphy. And Karim Imami, who was an art critic in mid-60s, he called this movement Saqqakhana. That's where the name came from. And that's why it is called the first school of Iranian modern art in Iran that still is being recognized and is still being talked about it. That is how it was, the Saqqakhana. But in my work, when I went to Minneapolis, Saqqakhana was further developed. I mean, those grill works always appeared in the chest of my poets, my prophets. I used to make a lot of poets and prophets, and I used to make their the chest in a cubic form, and then open it up through a window or through some grill work and place either a nightingale inside or place something else inside as the chest of the poet. You know, in Persian poetry, they always talk about the nightingale is in chest of every poet or every in-love person. And then this, of course, became like my trademark, and they were called those works always saqqakhana. When I returned from the States in '63, after 2.5 years, Tehran art atmosphere had changed dramatically. I mean, there were more galleries, there were more activity. Iran American had built a new building, impressive building with several galleries, amphitheater, auditorium, I mean, performances. And then I was, although there was a lot happening, but none of them replaced Minneapolis or United States for me. I felt everything was again being followed up. A group of the young artists were following us when we started in late 50s and early 60s, and they had joined us, but their work was all based on calligraphy. And they were good calligraphers, but not good artists. And so in a way, I get a bit disinterested about calligraphy, and I didn't want to use it anymore. And I decided if I want to use calligraphy, I should use one single word. And after much thought, Hitch was the answer. Hitch means nothingness. And Hitch was also a bit reaction towards, the art galleries of those days, which were mostly exhibiting the artists that they were following the Western art, really, with not much creativity. And so somehow this, I mean, didn't appear the first one as a piece of sculpture, three-dimensional, but as it was like on the wall, made out of neon sculpture, plastic, and the two hands, like those saqqakhanas, were grasping the grills of the painting. And so what this very first work draw attention of so many people, and so many people lined up to see it, to look at it, that practically it was a great encouragement for me. And that is how it brought more hitches, and these more hitches lasted for 40 years.